All right, guys, we're going to be jumping into this debate between Tomi Lahren and Andrew Wilson. There's more also. Andrew Wilson against true feminists. We're going to react to that as well. This one, I'm going to just react it to by part because these are damn long. Okay? So hang tight, guys. Let's jump in and see what's going on.
Of impressionable young men start to think and view women. And for all that Andrew Tate can say that is positive about getting fit and being successful and confident and so on, there's indisputably a hardcore streak of misogyny that runs through his veins, which I think has been quite damaging to young men. So I'm not all in either way here, but I can certainly see the arguments. Where do you sit?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that so I watched the show, and it just goes through a typical feminine view, right? So all of these things are always through the prism of the feminine. So young boys, they don't do well in school. They don't do well in school because it's all programmed for the feminine. Stay still, fold your hands, right? Be quiet. Boys are rambunctious. They like to beat each other up. They like to be mischievous. They like to break things. They like to do that kind of stuff. There's no outlet for them to do that stuff. Their teachers are all women, right? There's basically all masculinity is now considered toxic, basically all of it. The same women who are getting their double shot of espresso on the way over to the school they're about to teach at, they're 24 years old. Sometimes they're banging their own students, right? Hilariously enough. And then these people go out to Parliament. The same women will go to Parliament. They vote to send men off to war to stab each other in the face with bayonets. And you're concerned about toxic masculinity. It cracks me up. It's like the brutal savagery of men is a necessary precondition for society to exist.
100%.
And we just kind of pretend like it's not. And this show should actually be an indictment on the feminine rather than the masculine, because basically masculinity is just punished everywhere, all the time, nonstop. It's no wonder guys like Andrew Tate get so famous in these spaces. I mean, what's the alternative? The alternative is everything must be feminine, tone policing, nonsense like this. It's ridiculous.
All right, James Barr, you were laughing, but I don't think you had a joy what you're hearing.
No, I mean I don't think you've seen the show. Episode 2 is shot entirely in a school. I didn't see one of the female teachers drinking a double shot of espresso at all. None of the teachers were flirting with students. There were male teachers as well. I don't think you're describing the show here. I think you're describing your own insecurities or agenda.
Okay.
Yeah. So this does.
Okay, that was kind of stupid. I mean, what's the argument here? Like he's trying to project here, guys. He just wanna dehumanize Andrew. That's what he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to do.
Contend with the argument.
Hey?
Like, do you understand that I'm making an argument, the indictment of society itself, based around my ideas that I'm seeing from this show? That's what I'm actually doing. So if you could contend with the fact that male savagery is necessary for the security of a nation, and that women will indeed vote in the future in parliaments to send men off to war to stab each other in the face at 18 years old with bayonets, perhaps you can contend with that before we start, getting into, well, tone policing is actually good and toxic masculinity is actually bad.
Let's go, Andrew.
I think there needs to be a little bit more toxic masculinity, or what you consider to be toxic masculinity.
Yo, Andrew has gotten to a point right now where he's dangerous. He's dangerous, guys. I have to say, he's dangerous. He might get a Donald Trump or Andrew Tate. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying.
Well, great, good for you.
Nothing.
I'm glad you think so.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that's it.
With that because
You just unlocked. You just
yeah.
Nothing. It'd be toxic masculinity.
Well, great, good for you.
Nothing.
I'm glad you think so.
Nothing.
I mean, I just don't need to argue with that because
You just unlocked. You just unlocked. You got nothing.
You're making up.
You
an
do
agenda
seem
that
unusually
I've not said
muted by that,
I've not
Jay.
said anything.
Yeah,
I literally said nothing.
Because the reason is that Andrew content only with the arguments, not with personal attacks. And usually when you have these kind of debate, if you're not a good debater or you don't understand debate format, a guy like this will just derail you, right? Derail you by personally attacking you. In the case of Andrew, that's not the case. Look at that. He just won his first round. Right?
James,
Toxic
you were literally
masculinity
rendered
at
silent.
all,
Like you
because
had no way of responding.
I'll tell you what, you can't argue with a completely illogical argument that had, like, I've not made any of the
It's a
comments
logical argument. You may not agree with it.
I've not made any
he's
of the
making a perfectly
comments.
logical argument.
that you are firing at me. None of those comments are things I've said or believe in.
Projection. I told you
All
guys.
right, I want to bring Tommy in because, Tommy, you've got a very interesting perspective, I think. You've talked about something different. You call it the pussification of men, which is a great phrase. I'd love you to just explain what you mean by that. But also, you're not a fan of Andrew Tate or the influence he has. So that makes you, I think, an interesting commentator in this area. So just explain, first of all, the pussification of men.
All right, Piers. Well, I think, and I can't see you all, so forgive me if I'm incorrect here, but I think I'm the only female on this panel,
Correct.
so I'm really anxious to weigh in. Okay, so I think over the last probably 10 years, there has been what I call the pussification of men. It was everything should be about your emotions and your feelings.
Guys, I have to say this. Tomi Lahren is so insufferable, guys. Her voice is just very hard to listen to. It. It's very masculine. This kind of masculine energy, like, oh man, there's something about her too, like, oh man, I don't know how to say that.
And men were emasculated, and this whole concept of toxic masculinity warped the minds of a lot of young men. And they felt masculine, they wanted to be masculine, but society was telling them they should be softer, that it was being toxically masculine if you wanted to play sports and chop wood and go to war. And so men were so emasculated and so beat down that then there was this revolution of what was actually toxic masculinity, the Tate brothers and others, which I feel as a female that doesn't represent true masculinity. That to me represents douchebaggery. And as a woman, I want a strong man who's
so they decide what masculinity means. So we cannot define what a woman is. We cannot tell the woman what to do, what to become, but they can tell us. Okay, this is how we're gonna start. Okay.
And a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. I see that as being actually masculine. That's like the man that I grew up with, my dad. But what we're seeing now is these young men who look at Andrew Tate and the Tate brothers, and they see somebody who's just quite frankly a douchebag and disrespects women. And because they've been so emasculated, they're like, oh, great, that's a manly man. But that's not right either. So at some point, I think we'll go back to maybe meeting in the middle here. You can be a man who has feelings and emotions, but you can also go to war and protect and defend your family.
This is crazy. Just be in your feelings. That way we can grab you and manipulate you. But at the same time, we're going to tell you to go to war and just kill for us. Just protect us. So the man doesn't earn anything here, guys. We don't earn anything with this transaction. However, we have to protect them. We still have to just operate in our biological frame. However, she's here telling us that we have to be soft again. The reason she tells us that is because it's a way of females controlling men, guys. That's what it is. It's how female control men. We don't earn anything. She hasn't said anything about masculinity is so important for society. She says that she just needs protection. It's all coming from the me perspective.
Hoping we can get
and
back
laughing.
there. But the two extremes right now, they're confusing men, and quite frankly, they're leaving women with few choices. And that's the real tragedy here.
Oh, the real tragedy here is women, guys. Okay.
I agree with you. But Andrew, you were shaking your head quite vigorously. Why?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just more feminine or feminist nonsense, ultimately. And the covert feminism in society is big, especially on the conservative side. So here's what happens, right? Women need to have feminine virtues for men to be pursuing masculine virtues, for you to say things like, well, men, what I want is for men to protect me and I want men to make money. Well, that's great. What that ends up doing is it gives you a set of privilege in society. What do men get? What do men get for doing that for you? What are we getting from women for doing that? Are we getting chaste virgins on our wedding night? No, we're not getting chaste virgins on our wedding night.
Look at Tomi Lahren face.
Women of great...
Yo, look at Tomi Lahren face, bro. Let's go, Andrew.
Virtue?
Let's go.
No, we're not getting women of great virtue. The idea of courtly love is supposed to be done for women of great virtue. Where are they? Well, they're nowhere. And so in modernity, in society, when female conservative influencers say this, it's actually a form of covert feminism. They're saying, I want privilege in society, right? But what is it women are giving to men to get it? What?
She's laughing. She's
What?
laughing because it's true, guys.
Are they giving them?
Look at
Tell
that.
me.
She's laughing. It's
Tommy,
true.
they
Can I
gave you a
please,
place
Piers, can I?
She's laughing because it's true. This is her first time that somebody tell her right in her face what she is, guys.
Please chime in here?
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
you can.
Yeah, sure.
And then James can, and
Oh
I'll
my
come
God,
to you,
it's gonna
Sean.
be
No,
so
I would
good.
love to. I love this whole thing of like, if you're a female conservative and you don't believe that men should be douchebags, that all of a sudden you're a covert feminist. Call me a feminist. I really don't give one crap one way or another. But I can tell you this: a lot of these men,
you
these
can tell us what.
podcast hosts on the right, that like to think of themselves as these big masculine men, and what am I getting out of it? I can tell you this.
There's that
All right,
feminism.
I believe
There's
I'm a
that
woman of
feminism
virtue.
coming
Right?
out.
Yeah, there's the feminism. Oh, and then you're interrupting me too,
Didn't
which
take
is great. I
long,
let
did
you
it? Didn't
talk.
take
It's my
long,
turn.
did it?
Yo, Piers Morgan is loving it, guys.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to speak
So,
over a man?
yeah, I don't
Are
care
a
if you call me-
strong,
I don't
independent
really care
woman?
if you call me a
strong,
feminist.
independent woman.
Yeah,
Oh, let's go.
yeah. You're actually interrupting me. I didn't interrupt you when you were spewing your bullshit. So now it's my turn.
yeah.
Okay.
So masculine.
You
So,
mean the truth?
like I said before, so I believe I'm a. There we go again, Piers. I'm a woman of virtue. I
Piers,
have-
can you do something? Up here, can you do something? Be a masculine man. Step up, Piers, and be a masculine man. Yeah, you need to protect us. It's only these traits is just for their convenience. Well, again, men are still not getting anything. See, she's very masculine. She's bragging. Well, she sounded like a Democrat like what 15 years ago. Like this is nonsense, guys. Nonsense. When he told her that she was a covert feminist, she couldn't handle the truth, bro. She couldn't handle it.
happen to be independently successful. I have a husband who's not only a former professional athlete, but is currently a professional baseball coach. So is he not a masculine man? I mean, I'm confused here. What's your concept
Don't you
of a
understand
masculine man?
misses
Mine
the
is a
point,
man who
that
respects
misses-
me.
Yeah, that misses the point, though. Like, you're still not contending with the
What's the-
argument
what's
that
your-
I'm
what's your
making. I'm
point?
saying inside of society, right this second, right, masculinity is not only punished, but also women on the right, covert feminists on the right, are constantly and consistently talking about how they need to have privilege in society. I want men. Their version of masculinity is men who take care of us, men who protect us, men who do all of this. Those are all duties that men have towards women. Great. What are the duties that women have towards men? What are the duties that women have towards anything? What do men get out of this arrangement? What are we getting out of this arrangement? Can you tell me?
I mean, you.
Well, I
as
would
I was going to
argue
answer
that
a
men
second ago.
innately
Well,
should
I'll
be
tell you-
I don't want to
protectors and
interrupt you.
providers.
Hang on one second. Let Tommy
Most
respond.
men are born that
Let
way.
Tommy respond to that, and then I'll come to you, Jez. And then
Yeah,
Sean,
most
you've
men
been
are-
waiting
mo-
patiently. So
most men are born to be protectors and providers. I can't imagine my dad saying, you know what, to my mom, you know what, I'm not going to be a protector and a provider unless you do this. That's not how real men operate.
Oh, real men doesn't operate. Okay.
Real men are protectors and providers, and they marry women
So what are real women? Let's go. What are real women?
who hopefully
great,
have
a
some
woman
virtue,
telling us what
but
real
also
men
bring a
are
lot to
again.
the
Great.
table as well, that are great mothers, great wives, caretakers of the home. There's nothing wrong with being a traditional wife and mother. You're misunderstanding me if you think that I think that women should just be out doing whatever they want. I think that
I
there
love getting
are
lectured
gender
by
roles that
women
should
on
be
what real men
respected.
are. That's
but I
great.
don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector, and a provider. If you think you
So
need
nothing.
to get
So you
something
should
out
have
of
nothing.
it, I quite frankly don't
so
consider you a
nothing.
real man.
Yeah, so you have
Okay.
nothing.
There we go. There we go. We're gonna leave it there, guys, because we're gonna do the part 2. Let me know what you guys think so far. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is where Andrew Wilson. This is what it's all come down, guys. It doesn't come with the lefties. It's come from the right. Because what the right feminist females are doing is they confusing wokeism with feminism. Right? They think wokeism is just toxic feminism, even though they come from the same tree. Right? It's not. What they're doing is saying okay to the first and second wave feminism, which is basically destroying the core in itself is still destroying the patriarchy. And this is why she cannot respect Andrew Wilson. And she called him bullshit, whatever, calling him names, because she cannot handle the arguments. This is her first time being confronted like that. And Piers Morgan knew it out of the bag, guys. He knew it. That's why he wanted it. And I noticed Piers, he just stepped back and just listened because some of this message in his own biological clock, meaning Piers, he knows this is true. He knows it. But let me know what you guys think, guys. I will see you in the next one. I'm out.